Hello and welcome back to the Real Estate Unlimited podcast. My name's Sierra Steinmetz.
Brian Schuby.
I'm Carrie Steele.
Bill Jones.
And we're the Jones home team.
And this is our podcast birthday. I got to take this off because it's going to fall off then anyway. So,
yeah.
episode 52, believe it or not. So we made it a whole year. I'm proud. I'm excited about that. That's fun. A lot of podcasts make it, 4 or 5 episodes. We're 52 in. So full year. This is the end of, this is a season finale. End of season 1. We're moving into season 2. I don't think we have any big cliffhanger, do we?
No.
Maybe. Who knows?
Well, find one.
You have to tune into season 2, which luckily will be next week. It won't be too long. So today we've got all you Swifties out there, Taylor Swift tax. I've never heard of that. Then Carrie's talking about that. Shuby's running right into the Trump train President Trump to declare national housing emergency. That doesn't sound like a bad thing necessarily. Sierra falling in love with real estate. And I'm going to talk about the hottest market, one of the hottest markets in America right now.
Go.
So I think we all know what it is, but you'll have to stick around for that then too. And I got something else to kind of pin on your topic then, Carrie, but we'll save that for the end. So, all right. What do we got here? Taylor Swift tax. What in the world is that?
Yeah. So obviously Taylor Swift is hot in the news right now. But they're implementing a Taylor Swift tax, and they're starting it in Rhode Island specifically because that's where her specifically.
Yeah. How many homes does she have? Do we know?
Well, the Rhode Island mansion that she has, obviously one of her many homes, $28 million. So her taxes would raise significantly. It's $2.50 per $500 assessed. So we're talking like some crazy cash.
That'd be
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
A lot of money.
Like $150 to $330 or something, or $340,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, whatever, a drop in the bucket, I guess, when we're talking about her engagement ring price, right?
Yeah, we did talk about that $5 million or something.
Yeah.
So
this is like pocket change for them, but they're taxing the rich. So this Taylor Swift tax, they're not starting it until July of next year, but there's some other residents that are going to be feeling the heat too, because Montana, Massachusetts, or Cape Cod and Los Angeles is also going to be doing that too. So everybody, all the poor is like, tax the rich, tax the rich. But
so you might not know this, they all proposing a similar type of tax though?
They're focusing on non-residential, being that it's not their primary residence. So this is
vacation
like
home.
vacation
second or third home,
second or third home, and as long as they live with, I don't remember what it was, 138 days, 183 days, give or take. As long as they stay there out of the year that many days, then it's null and void for them. But if they're only going there, going to the Hamptons for the summer, they could see that assessment.
Right. That's wild. It's a big. I could see if it's your primary home, I hope they wouldn't do that to them necessarily.
I don't think that's the goal. I think it's, the vacation houses, the luxury homes, the homes that they're using for business purposes and things like that.
Right. Because there was a podcast, I don't know if it was Byron, but another podcast I listened to was something crazy in California. Like a huge majority of those like multi-million-dollar homes are completely unoccupied. People just buy them as just like a holding or as an investment. So not to pick on Taylor Swift, but the Taylor Swifts of the world, they just buy it to park their cash somewhere, and no one ever lives there or goes there.
So won't they be able to write that off?
I don't know.
Or they're taxing it because of it.
Yeah,
because it's a second. Because it's
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure the tax would be there then too. But it also then takes a nice home off the market. Yeah. So that's just inventory already stinks pretty much all over the country. But you get all these homes that are just parking cash basically. Yeah. So I don't know. It might encourage them to sell some of them.
That's what I do with my cash.
Yeah, you just buy a $28 million home just for the heck of it then.
It's like invite.
Yeah.
Our Jones home team cabin in the woods.
Right.
Yes. Multi-million-dollar mansion.
We do have a little shack in the woods, but I don't think you'd want to call that any kind of second home then. So that's why. So that'd be a huge tax. I mean, that'd be a ton. I can't do the math in my head, but I mean, that's a lot of money. So I don't know. I've always hated all the tax the rich kind of stuff. I mean, I think everyone needs to contribute.
They'll just find a loophole.
Right.
They'll
just
come up
park
with that money somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they do end up getting some of that money, what are they saying? Critics warn it could deter investments, but some say that it'll raise revenue for the area, which depending upon where it's at, they probably are doing okay already. I'm sure their schools are great. I'm sure their, infrastructure is great. Roads are great.
Yeah, imagine if Taylor Swift's buying a $28 million house somewhere. It's probably a pretty swanky area then. I don't think it's on a watch list of any kind. So I don't know. That's insane. Yes, just something wild. I don't know how I feel about that, because if that came to Ohio, I mean, we don't have near as many homes as these oceanfront properties are going to apply to that.
Well, but now I've got clients that could affect.
Sure.
If it comes to Ohio. So
that's nuts. So that's proposed in multiple states.
So, so only over $1 million, not just
that's
regular.
Mine is 999,000.
Yeah, right.
So that was sing safe.
99 and 99 cents.
But that would be like some markets, you watch the HGTV shows and they're working at McDonald's and like, oh, I've got a $3 million budget. I'm like, first off, I don't know how you work at a low-end job and have a $3 million budget, but there's some markets where that's almost just a mid-level home then too, $1 million bucks plus. So I don't know. That'd be quite the mansion around here, but.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Taylor Swift tax. Are they literally going to call it that?
Literally what it's called. You can Google it. They're nicknaming it the Taylor Swift.
So if I'm Taylor Swift, I'm not going to pretend. So
I wonder what the actual.
Yeah, I don't know Taylor Swift from anybody, but if I'm in Taylor Swift's mind, am I happy about that being called the Taylor Swift tax, or am I unhappy about that?
I could guess I think probably not super stoked.
Only not. Because of the Rhode Island mansion that she has, did they nickname it that, because she's got a $28 million mansion that it'll apply to.
Okay. All right.
And I'm sure Taylor and her posse can afford to pay a couple $100,000.
Probably. Well, that goes to the argument then too, not to get political, but yeah, the rich can afford to pay their fair share, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, this just seems pretty aggressive. Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of that, what do you got, Shub? President Trump declaring a national housing emergency. That sounds aggressive too.
Nothing said as of yet. However, on September 1st, Reuters and other outlets reported that Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent indicated President Trump may declare a national housing emergency to address rising costs and limited supply. There's a bunch of things in theory, how this would work. So if it was declared, it could streamline permitting across jurisdictions by encouraging or dictating uniform building and zoning code standards. So that would a lot of places would kind of all have similar codes, which would in theory make it easier to get those codes and stuff processed and moved on. It could reduce transaction costs by lowering or waiving closing fees and other hurdles for home purchases, and then adjust tariffs on essential construction. So it could change construction material prices like lumber, steel, gypsum to reduce supply cost. Support broader construction and housing supply policies, potentially aligning with federal agencies or using regulatory flexibility to boost development. So nothing, I guess, earth-shattering, but kind of doing what they can to do it. I guess as far as
get some homes built.
Homes built, and then at a significantly lower cost then as well.
I would say adjusting the tariff surprises me, because that was one thing they were going hard at initially, and now they're going to adjust it to offset the cost of
right. Well, it's like just going back to what you're talking about. Like, I think it just goes back to you tax things you want to disincentivize and, lower costs on things you want to incentivize. So that's literally that. Yeah, we'll make exceptions for that, which is all stuff they need to build a home, every bit of that. I guess the one argument I heard then, too, is they're freeing up a lot of federal ground or land that they own for housing developments. But then the argument was some of the stuff is like in the middle of nowhere. It's some park or something, whatever, where there's literally nothing around. It's like, okay, there's all these beautiful homes they're talking about building, but there's no infrastructure. There's no town. There's no,
They're just like destroying nature for no reason.
Right, yeah, just to add some numbers to the chalkboard, I guess. We've increased 1 million new homes, but I don't know if they're going to be where they need to be.
Yeah, because I'm guessing, if this does actually come into fruition, that there's probably going to be a lot of legal challenges, and that's one of the things on here. A lot of legal challenges to, what's constitutional, what's not. Because, again, if you're changing zoning restrictions and stuff for an area, because a lot of those zoning laws are city specific or something like that. So, they're not regulated by, maybe the state or something. So, I guess there's probably going to be a lot of legal challenges to all of that then. So,
yeah, and there should be. I mean, you probably shouldn't just hop into some beautiful nature preserve that's been there for thousands of years and start mowing it down. But that's just my opinion.
We need some houses. We just watched it. Woody the Woodpecker, the new episode of that. They're building a house in the middle of nowhere, and sorry, you guys didn't watch it. It was hilarious. I promise it was hilarious.
I was like, keep going.
It's a whole thing, but yeah, that's well, I think part of it too is the codes. I think is a big problem. Some of the bigger markets, the building restrictions or the code enforcement so hard, nobody can get a house built, or it's super ridiculous to get it done. So, all right, well, hopefully we'll get some new houses built.
We'll see.
I don't know. All right, Sierra, are we falling in love with real estate?
Hopefully. I just kind of wanted to touch on some things that have to do with heading into fall, cooler weather, sun setting sooner, all those good things. I love fall. I don't know about you.
No, because that means summer's over. It's terrible. I love summer.
That's how Wiley looks at it too. But just kind of touching on shorter days and how that might affect showings. Obviously, after summer's over, we start to get earlier and earlier sunset times, and one that can affect from a buyer's standpoint, looking at a home kind of in dusk. I mean, Wyatt, when he looked at his house, it happened to get dark just as we were getting there. And so, of course, the next day he was like, well, can we just go look at it in the daytime too? Right. Obviously, the lights were on and everything in the house, but when it came to the outside and actually getting a good view of it, you can kind of have a little bit of a distorted view when it's a little bit darker, whatnot, especially if there's not ample lighting on, whether it's on the street or the outside of the home, whatnot. And that kind of ties into if you are living in your home while you're selling it, not too bad of idea if you have like festive lighting or decor or anything like that you can kind of set up outside. That one will help with curb appeal a ton, but two, just kind of gives it a little kind of like a refreshing glow of, especially if it is getting a little darker and it's like, oh, like this is what my house could look like every night, just all decorated and ready for the season and whatnot.
That's a worse showing a house in the winter. Just so the light is, not only is it cold, but then you get like, you just can't see the house after 5:30. You can't see anything then too.
And then you're like fiddling with the lockbox and you got your phone flashlight out and everything, and it's 5:45 and you
gotta go show the house 2 or 3 times because they didn't see the whole thing then. So
and then on top of that too, just from a safety standpoint as well, especially if you're going to be showing up first and you'll be alone. And if it's dark, that obviously can raise a few flags. And I mean, that just goes into being aware, being just common sense and whatnot with that. But especially, I know there are some, especially female agents that won't do showings past a certain time in the winter, or will
right, because you're out there in the dark.
Yeah.
And that's.
Yep. I had one like that in Fostoria. It was a foreclosure.
Oh, real quick. I don't think we'll pause it here real quick.
Here,
give it a whack.
No.
What's it doing?
I thought it was just going crazy.
There it goes.
Am I back?
Yep.
Yeah, you're back.
There
Okay.
you go.
A foreclosure in Fostoria, and it was pitch black, and it looked like somebody was either in there, and it wasn't my people, and I was just like, So I called Bobby and stayed on the phone with him, or maybe he went with me. I can't remember.
I do that. I call Kelly when I get scared. So
I think that would make it worse.
It probably would be. Your anxiety level would be times 1,000.
But yeah, that too, if you have someone that can go with you, that's a huge part of it as well. Or, I mean, I've had clients too that will wait until I've got everything, and they'll help me get everything shut off, whatnot, and then they'll wait until I've got it locked up, and then we'll all leave at the same time, which is obviously really appreciated too, just because chances are nothing's going to happen, but you never know.
Right.
So,
right.
Just good to be aware.
I think our office is really good about that. Like, who wants this one, or who do we,
Right.
Yeah.
If we get a questionable one, we're usually figured out then.
Yeah.
Or do you have to bring back up or whatever? So,
bring back
up. Yeah. And I did want to say too,
know.
if especially out, I mean, you see on Selling Sunset and whatnot, they do like midnight showings, where they purposely show the house at night, so that you can get the full. But that's because they're in the hills or whatever, and there's
overlooking the ocean and the city and everything else. Yeah,
yes,
that's
and
amazing.
they've got a crazy outdoor scape, whatever, and it looks awesome. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of that around where we're at. So there definitely can be perks to doing an evening type showing, but maybe not in the middle of.
I don't know if our area, the mid-state USA, it's going to look very exciting then at midnight.
Yeah.
This looks dark.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it is hard to see a house, the roof, and the layout of the land and the basement and all that stuff when it is particularly dark.
Right. It feels like you're kind of getting a portion of the full view of it. And especially if you're a first time buyer or just buying the home in general, it's nice to really feel like you went in depth with the entire showing and get a good idea of everything. So.
Oh, I don't like the idea of it getting cold already. It's still just so nice.
I didn't say cold. I just said dark.
I know. Dark means cold.
Quarter zips.
Quarter zips. Yeah, we'll have to do something with that then
be
too. It's just me getting old. Like every year it's like, man, Florida sounds so much better now. It's just so much warmer. But
your bones start aching.
All right.
Yep.
But you good there?
Yep.
All right, cool. So on that note, I guess as far as moving, maybe you don't want to move because what is one of the hottest markets in America right now? And that is none other than 44883 Tiffin, Ohio, where we're sitting right now.
Let's go.
So Realtor.com, hottest zip codes 2025.
This
and
feels like charity.
Yeah, right. I don't understand how necessarily, because when you look at some of these things, you're talking, Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, seems like a lot of coastal, and then some of it was California. So Boston, Philadelphia, St. Louis, New York, Providence, Bridgeport. A lot of these. And you get all the way to number 10 is Columbus, which I do believe that. We've talked about that quite a bit, to where Columbus has got a lot going on, a lot of infrastructure
especially
coming
like
in.
Bexley area too.
Right. But you come on down here. We'll just keep scrolling through this article. Here we go. Number 48. So not even the bottom of the list. We beat San Francisco, California as one of the hottest markets in America right now. So Tiffin, I'm waiting for some reaction like, oh crap. How did Tiffin make it up there?
Ashland's on there and
Right.
Mansfield, which is insane, but those are on there. So I guess
Ohio against the world, baby.
because of affordable housing. I know around here
I think that's
we
a
feel,
lot of what it is.
around here we feel like we are outpriced, but if you look at our housing compared to anywhere else in the United States, we are living in great.
Right.
Even my friends just in Columbus are like, I don't know how I'm ever gonna buy a house there. Like I look at the houses in Tiffin and it's like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. Can you pick it up and move it?
Right. So January through June, median pricing. So Tiffin, Ohio, $203,000 versus you go down to San Francisco, almost $3 million is the median price. So if you're looking for affordability, that's not even a contest. But we don't have San Francisco weather. We're not doing midnight showings. We're not doing well, there were several others, I think, that were close to $1 million as a median price then. So, it's chat. So, fun facts. Tiffin is a national standout. 44883 codes ranked number 48 on Realtor.com list of 50 hottest zip codes in America. So, we drew 3.6 more views than the average, home sold in the U.S. So I think the 3.6 times views is just our marketing. So I think
I think so
our
too.
marketing is done so well that so many people are looking at it.
Just ours.
That got us on the list. Nobody else, just
Nobody
these four
else.
people sitting here. Our marketing actually
and
did it.
that's why you should list with us.
Yes, exactly. So, Carrie, I think you hit on this. Affordable homes with big demand. Tiffin's median listing price is about $203,000. Was the lowest among all the hottest zip codes.
See?
So, out of the top 50 hottest zip codes, we are by far the lowest median price. So.
Yeah, that stat is very believable.
Yeah, for sure. So we're part of Ohio's hot, in quotes, hot zip cluster. So that's, I guess, something we can put on our business cards now. Buyers are drawn to the region's mix of affordability and quality of life, small town charm, and big city access, which I've always,
true.
I think we all kind of get that. We live very close to some very major markets, and it's just down the road, but we're, in farm country for the most part. So, but there's still a lot to do.
There was an athlete that just came from one of the universities that was from an urban area, and I said, "Oh, you just got here?" And he said, "Yeah, I just moved here this week," which was a couple weeks ago. And he said, "I said, well, how do you like it?" And he's like, "This town is like a movie town. Like it's so charming."
Aww.
Like, and that's from a kid who.
Wait, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Normally it's like, what do you guys do for fun?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Go to Finley.
Yeah.
So I don't think if you listen to my wife, Tiffin's not going to make it till there's a Target. And then once there's a Target here in town, then we've made it. But until then, we're just a bunch of hicks, I guess. So, so tips for buying in Tiffin. Well, the first tip is it didn't make this list for some reason, but call us. Obviously, that's the first tip if you want to
Weird,
move
they
here.
must have left that off.
Yeah, they did. That got mixed somehow. Be ready to move fast with homes selling at about 30 to 42 days faster than the U.S. average. So I'm not sure exactly what the U.S. average is, but I feel like our days on market have been a lot more than they were the last few years. So. But leverage Tiffin's affordability. Tiffin shows that you don't need $400K plus budget to compete, which for $400,000 you can buy a pretty nice stinking house here in town. Then so. Buyers who might be priced out of larger metros should consider markets like Tiffin, where homes near $200,000 still attract significant demand, which is definitely true because what that 150 to 250 I think is pretty hot. For a lot of people then too. So we still have a lot of FHA buyers and stuff, unfortunately, in that 125 range where there's nothing available. And when there is, there's a big fight for it. So which $125,000 in San Francisco would probably be
a lot.
A piece of land.
Yeah.
The mailbox on the corner.
Mailbox,
I don't even know what that would be. So next another, it went on and on and on, but that was kind of the highlights I picked out from there. So we should be proud there. Little Tiffin, Ohio made it to number 48 in all of America.
That's pretty good. Out of all the zip codes, selling homes.
So, I mean, Washington. I mean, there's quite a few of Ohio. There's Akron, there was Cleveland, there was Columbus. I can't see it on this. Yeah, Toledo was on there. There was a lot of Ohio, Canton. So, but how does Tiffin stack up against, most of those? I don't know. But, I mean, living in Columbus versus living here would be, a different world almost.
If
priced,
you
everything around.
Hate traffic and don't mind long walks through Walmart.
Right.
Come and join us.
Right.
And I feel like too with as after the pandemic, with the rise of remote jobs and stuff like that, a lot of people might have moved to Columbus or Cincinnati or whatever for their job, and now they've been there for a few years and they're kind of over the city life and they want to be back with family, and they can do their job on their laptop, and then they want to move back here because of the cost of living and being closer to family, whatever
parks,
it is.
The football games, the YMCA. I mean, we've got a lot going for us.
Yeah, how many people we know that just from our town have moved to Columbus or Cleveland, and they came back a few years later.
No.
Like, we're done with that.
Yeah.
So, because, too, we're spoiled. I get mad. Oh, my gosh, it takes 20 minutes to go somewhere, 30 minutes. They're like, bro, that's nothing. You get stuck
that's
on
a good day.
You get stuck on 270 for 45 minutes, and you haven't even made it anywhere.
Right.
So, which, the traffic's definitely got, back in my day, 20, 30 years ago, the traffic wasn't that bad down there, but now it's a lot worse.
Well, because it booms so fast. We were talking about that with Kurt. The infrastructure is not there to support the boom in housing and factories and things that are happening there. The roads aren't keeping up. They're trying. I mean, Ohio's a joke because there's always construction. Construction's a season here.
Right.
But like down south, all of their roads are all...
Yeah, they have the
prepared.
Infrastructure for it then too. So I've never been to Texas, but I've heard several of those towns like there. Like they almost built the infrastructure before the people were there. So they have all the huge overpasses. They have
and literally the overpasses look like a flower and then a flower outside of the flower and then roads going through the flower. It's insane.
But it all works somehow.
Yeah. And that's really what it looked like. Yeah.
Versus here where they got to go through somebody's farm field to like try to do an overpass and it doesn't quite work out so well.
There's a giant tractor and you're in a Ford Focus. Can I make it under there?
Right. So there you go. I was very shocked to see that, and thanks to Bryce Riggs here in town. He pointed us out to that. We didn't even see that on the list then. So yeah, Tiffin, Ohio, 44883, number 48 out of 50 of America's 50 hottest zip codes.
Woo woo.
Yeah, it's something to be proud of then. So, and if you're moving here, give us a call. We will help you find a house. On that note, going back to what you said, Carrie, someone else must have got the message because Taylor Swift is looking for a house in Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard this?
I thought it was going to be Kardashians
Yeah.
because they're putting something in like Easton Mall or something. So it might.
The Kardashians are?
Yeah, they're doing some like a Spanx line or something.
Okay.
So I thought they were going to be. That was
the only thing I knew the Kardashians were doing is they had a collab with Crumble Cookie because my daughter knew about that. So I'm like, what are the Kardashians and Crumble? I guess Crumble does.
I thought that's what it was. It's like
I'm sure.
an undergarment.
Skims?
Yeah.
Like they're putting a Skims store in?
Is that what they do? Is it Skims?
Yeah, that's like it's like Kim's brand of
Skims. I get it.
But I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
Well, it's
I
happening.
Thought it was coming to
I didn't know that.
One of those places in
here, I got
Claire
some more info on that then here too, if I can find.
I didn't know that Travis Kelce was from Ohio.
Yeah. That's,
I didn't know that either.
I lost my notes here. Let me see. So Taylor Swift. Maybe my computer's now currently frozen here. We'll come back to that. But yeah, they're looking. It's a 20. What is it? Yeah, here it is. Here. Was it a 20? No, maybe her 28 must be stuck in my head from what you were talking about.
Well, now we know why Ohio's got the most hot zip codes because they heard T Swift is moving here.
Yeah, she's moving here then. So it is, the property is newly built in 2018. I don't know if you can see it or not here, but it looks incredible. But
gorgeous.
It's built like it's secluded. So they're saying a big plus, no paparazzi can really get to them. It's like in the middle of a big wooded lot. Nobody can get back to this. This is like full of ads. That's why it's sticking to it here. But it has a golf simulator, a movie theater, a recording studio. Obviously, it's just
gorgeous.
a beautiful place here. Just
the
outrageous.
Yeah, just crazy.
And what was the price? 18 million.
18 million, I think, was that. So I wanted to know which one of us was working with her because I was hoping one of us had a connection with.
Supposed to be classified.
Yeah,
I do have this crypto guy texting me.
Yes,
on WhatsApp.
But you can see it. Just is absolutely
61.26 acres.
You know what? I've seen that picture.
Have you?
Yeah. I've seen that picture.
I have
recently.
not shown this house, but it's outside
Cleveland. Is it?
Yeah, it's right outside of Cleveland. Yes. see if I can get my notes to come up here. I'll pull it up here. But
it says she reportedly owns at least 8 homes.
Yeah.
To answer your question from.
Oh, there you go. So her Taylor Swift tax is really going to get her on her other 8 homes then, if that ends up happening then too. So, but yeah, so she is. Yeah, it's completely frozen here.
We should send her some ramen or ramen noodles in the mail.
Right. So,
to help her offset the property tax.
So Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce reportedly looking for an $18 million Ohio mansion, Kelce's hometown. Reports in the, let me get to you. Property includes a professional recording studio, indoor pool, ample privacy. I love some of the comments here. What was the one
great.
Here? Yeah, 18 million is like
$18
to us. 18 million in Ohio. I get a bridge you need to see. So they're selling a bridge with that. There's a couple that were hilarious. Nothing in Ohio is worth 18 million. There's a few of them that said you can buy the whole east side of Cleveland for $18 million. Yeah, she'll love the winter here with a laughy face. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, she won't be here in the winter.
No, I can't imagine.
She's originally from Pennsylvania, though.
Oh, is she really? I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's close.
Yeah, but he's from, he went to school somewhere right outside of Cleveland, I believe, then, too. So it doesn't surprise me that they're back here. So, I don't know. Them. Ohio doesn't have the Taylor Swift tax on the books, I don't think. So she should be fine. I'd be buying a house here, too.
Probably sell off one of her other ones and buy that one.
Yeah,
right. So Taylor Kelce, I guess if you don't have an agent, again, you're moving to Ohio, we'd love to talk to you here. Cleveland's only an hour and a half from us. We can definitely help you buy.
We love Cleveland.
Yes, yeah.
We love luxury homes.
We usually start, 15 million is pretty cheap for us. So, we can probably get you taken care of. Or just move to Tiffin. Tiffin, 48 out of 50 top hottest zip codes in the U.S. So I would probably have her come here. She could buy all of Tiffin for $18 million.
Probably less.
Probably. We're good negotiators. All right, well, we'll leave that there. That is episode 52, 1 year in the bag. We're closing season 1 onto season 2, I guess. I don't know why I keep saying that, but we'll have to do something fun. I know we've been back and forth on going live. I know some of us want to, some of us don't, but we'll figure it out. I don't know. See, I really like that idea. So we can interact with you, the audience, a whole lot more here. I think that'll be fun. Taylor Swift can write us a message right here where we're live and go from there. Can you, Matt? We could tag
Taylor,
her right
if
here.
You're seeing this.
Yes. Yeah, figure it out. Yeah, Tara, tweet her. Send her something on X. We'll get her live here. We'll start with that. So, all right. We appreciate everybody. If you've tuned in to 1 or 52 episodes, we really appreciate it. Give us a like, a share, and we will see you on episode 53. Talk to you then.
Bye.